for the day. Wait, is this another day song? Oh, Otis McDonald. Background music for the day. I let my grand choose. She chose this one. She said, do this one today. Okay.
I like to be away in my patience. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray.
Nice gray.
It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do
Let me do my check. They moving my mouse and all on. They all up in here. I ain't got no problem. It ain't stopping me from saying nothing. Look, my granddaughter said they changed the music without you moving the keys. I said, yeah, it's okay. As long as they let me be live, I'm all right. One person gonna hear it. All right. I have to be in decency and order. Children on vacation, huh? They on their holy day vacations, huh? So I gotta come correct with the words today, huh? Said choose this one. Let me turn it down. Let me turn it down. Okay. No, I gotta stop you for a second, Dave. I gotta say this without all this here. I don't know if anybody wanna go play music after I finish with this one. So Elon Musk is showing y'all something. Okay, is Elon Musk real? Anyone, please? All the big stars and people in the industry. I'm talking about the YouTube industry because I don't know nobody else. Everybody else is just figments of people on the screen that I haven't seen. Just like the same technology that they trying to say in that new little dance show. What's the name of that show we was watching the other day with the monsters, the avatars dancing on stage and supposedly not on dance monsters, not on stage. Is it possible that this has been going on for eternity just like that? And they just saying, look, we're going to show you one more time how long we've been doing this, and we're doing it right now in your face. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if Elon Musk is real or isn't real, according to media and all the stars and everybody else, Elon controls the power and space and grids and all that. He's somebody. According to the Pope, them everywhere you look, there's Elon, okay? Now, my point is, this man is showing you the power of clicking a button to say we can take down and make a decision all the way to the hierarchy of government with just the click of a button. He showed it through Twitter. He's giving you one last warning. Huh? No, nobody ain't paying me no attention. This man owns Google. This man owns, okay, he doesn't. Whoever owns it, they're using him as an example to say, look, I'm Elon, and I'm going to show you the power of pressing a button to knock me off my throne. This is the last chess move. Y'all cannot say I didn't tell you so. Huh? Nope, nope, nope. I'm telling you, Department in Energy, I have made the world decide that they're going to give artificial intelligence something that I am in close communication with on a daily basis. Huh? I am the man who could tell AI to shut it all the way down, huh? And I'm giving you a clue that you have the power. But if you don't take it, you cannot say I didn't tell you so. With the press of a button, I have showed you all the moves that the government and we make. Because
I be
you
talking all
cannot
that
say the
mess, right?
choice is yours. This is
Hold
the
up,
final choice,
hold up.
huh? With the
I be, I be talking all that mess, right? Let a bug fly in here. Let a bug fly in here. Let a my husband used to say, my second husband, the one I'm still married to, he say, uh, Big Bad Abigail, well, I fight a grown man, but scared of a little old bug. Oh, my bad. I had to come in. AI and Flash, I'm having a ball with memory and time travel, y'all. Wow, this is awesome. Hold up, here we go.
click of a button. Y'all know, see, they like, see, Elon and Twitter. Why would he be meticulously, step by step, showing y'all? And every, okay, your money matter right now. Your matter right now. The children matter right now. Everything matters.
Wait, hold up, hold up. I gotta unmute again. No, nope, I left it unmuted. Yeah, I'll breathe it. Let's start trembling in it. What was that when I was sick? I was sick. I'm always sick. Hold up, here we go.
Matters right now. You doing a good duty. How you sitting up in church in the church?
Let me see. Does the breathing sound better now? Can I hold my breath long? Wait, ready. Let's breathe. Breathe. Come on, everyone. You gotta practice this before the 6th, y'all. Hold it. Sit straight up. Tighten up your muscles.
Church people ain't, and these pastors and ministers ain't saying nothing about all this stuff going on in the government. Huh? These pastors is not saying, look, God said in Revelation 3:4 that a man would come and have power to rule the world. And an entity, they not preaching that. You sitting up with all the jolly good, this is what we gonna do. We get money from Elon Musk and them. And everything's gonna change and everything's gonna be all right. All we gotta do is pray and get the children all gathered in church by themselves. Why everybody just go ahead and go to shits because we's okay. Because we got the plantation from Master Elon and the government, huh? And things is gonna change because Obama said we can. He said, yes, we can. Oh, did they cut me out? Huh? I think they cut me out. I don't know. Let me check.
You have to count me out. You gotta have to count me. You got to count. I wanna be with my girlfriend. Have to count me out this time.
I wasn't supposed to be doing all that improv of what's going on in the government. And then I learned more about the structure of the lesson that's going on in the mainframe infrastructure of this human development research technology through Department of Energy and whitehouse.gov. I learned through Roblox today. I really decided to sit down and let my grand explain to me this part of one of the ages 6 and up games she's playing. I'm like, explain it. And she literally breaks down the structure of what's going on right now. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll be back after I finish going live. I'm coming back to play some more. See, I'm not even going to stay on here long. Look, a press of a button won't even destroy the world. It won't do nothing but say, look, we want to have a say in the matter about artificial intelligence governing the structure that we so love right now. Okay. You keep sitting up in church while they rolling out all the replays. Huh? I said it. I'm saying it. I'm a product of the research and development. I'm a product of the research and development. Okay, so all little funky, stinking, distorted thinkers out there that want to say, yes, so see, she worked for the government. She's saying it. Whatever. Go ahead. Go ahead. Those up there who working with the Department of Energy and the grids, huh? Money and investments. They don't even want no house. They don't even want rural structures. President, y'all could keep the fire mountains and all. Like, keep that. Literally for this power. And literally say, look, don't care what's in these hotels. If they not hooked up to the artificial intelligence. govern the world has been floated into by you, the people, and the computers. So if somebody wrote a book and AI got to hold it, see, all the things that I didn't hold of will no longer exist. Yeah, they got new laws on the expansion and creation and ecosystem of new lands to come. They put new temples. Huh? Okay. Larger than the ones that existed that they say can't even figure out how they got built, right? Okay, don't do okay. All right. Well, I put my community tab. You can go to my community tab and you will see where this in from Fox News. Oh, let me read my AI voice. This in from Fox News.
I'm going
Florida,
to read something out of my
reward in heaven
community
if you can help
I'm always
locate
this. Let's see. Let me go to my community tab and let that flow. Community. This is just an intermission. Hold up. No, I'm gonna let Spooky play. All right. Community tabs. Community tab intermission. Community tab intermission. Community tab. Community tab. Now I want to tap dance. No. Share the screen. Share the screen. I hate that this ain't touch screen. That's so spoiled with it.
Wait, am I muted? Oh, shucks. Child, I almost forgot how I got there. And that search right there. I had to think back what got me there in the first place. Hold up. I was going through my community tab and I clicked the link within. There we go. Back to the community tab. Community tab. So I didn't realize Albert Einstein was cut off like that. Let me see. What happens when I click on it? It didn't come out no better. Oh goodness. It just took the joy out of going through my community tab. Did I skip this? Oh no, I didn't. I did. Oh, I'm gonna let that video play. He made
I saw war. I saw moving. I saw.
Nice to meet you. I know. Indeed. Nice to meet you. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. You always have a lot of fun. No. Absolutely not. I'm the one who's not used to it. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. First, welcome. It's great to have you here. The things I want to talk to you about, I want to talk to you a little bit about race, your music. I thought the song Talking to OJ was particularly powerful. I took the message as you can be rich, you can be poor, you're still black. Who were you speaking to? Who did you want to listen to that and be moved by it?
It's a nuanced song, you know. It's like I'm specifically speaking to us and about who we are and how do you maintain the sense of self by pushing it forward and holding us to have a responsibility for our actions, because in America it is what it is, and there's a solution for us. If we had a power base together, we would have much different conversation than me having a conversation by myself, trying to change America by myself. If I come with 40 million people, it's a different conversation, right? It's just how it works. I can affect change and get whomever in office because this many people, we're all on the same page, right? So as a conversation, it's like, I'm not rich, I'm OJ. For us to get in that space and then disconnect from the culture. Right. That's how it starts. Right. This is what happens. And then you know what happened? You're on your own. And you see how that turned out. Okay. That's why
that's a lie.
Yeah, the pregnant pause. It's like, okay.
Was it a reminder too that the thing OJ forgot, maybe? Was that as rich as he was, as entitled as his life was, he was reminded very forcefully when he became a subject of a racial debate that he was also a black man, whether he accepted that or not.
That's right.
Was it also that?
Yes, absolutely. And for us, like I'm saying, to speak to that point is, don't forget that, because that's really not the goal. The goal is not to be successful and famous. That's not the goal. The goal is, if you have a specific God-given ability, is to live your life out through that.
Right.
One. And two, we have a responsibility to push the conversation forward until we're all equal. Until we're all equal in this place, because until everyone's free, no one's free. And that's just fact.
When you are as amazingly successful as you are, your kids will live in a very different world than the world you grew up in. How do you go about making sure that they understand the world you grew up in?
There's a delicate balance to that, right? Because you have to educate your children on the world as it exists today and how it got to that space. But my child doesn't need the same tools that I needed growing up. I needed certain tools to survive my area that my child doesn't need. They've grown up in a different environment. But also they have to know their history, have a sense of what it took to get to this place, and have compassion for others. The most important thing, I think, out of all this is to teach compassion and to identify with everyone's struggle, and to know these people made these sacrifices for us to be where we are, and to push that forward for us. I believe that's the most important thing to show them, because they don't have to know things that I knew growing up, like being tough. Like,
do you worry at all that as much as you would teach them history, and as much as you yourself is seen as an important figure among Black people in America, that there's something they'll be missing? And you think that's silly? In fact, that they have so many advantages that that's like too negative a way of approaching.
Exactly. Like they'll be who they are, right? And it's just certain tools that you would hope for your child to have. You know, like, again, fairness and compassion and like empathy and a loving heart. And those things translate in any environment. Those are the main base things that you want. Well, for me, I would want my child to have. You know, to treat people as they are, no matter who they are, no matter where they sit in the world. Not to like be super nice to someone at a high position, or mean to someone who they deem to be below them. I can't buy you love. I can't show it to you. I can show you affection, and I can, you know, I can express love, but I can't put it in your hand.
Right.
I can't put compassion in your hand. I can't show you that.
Right.
So the most beautiful things are things that are invisible. That's where the important things lie.
For me, as a Black man of a certain age, when I was a kid, O.J. Simpson was God. I'm 61, so I was a little kid when he was. Can you expect Black people and white people and young people and old people to hear different things in your music? I'm sure I heard some things in that song that you may not even have thought of, because I'm a different generation. What do you want a young white kid to hear in that song that maybe a young Black kid would not hear?
That's a great question. I think when you make music, you want people to hear it and hear different things, and then you want it to start a dialogue, because that's how we get to understanding. Excuse me. Oh, you felt that way about it. This is actually what I meant, because this happened and these things happened and led to me saying this specific thing.
How did you react when that one line in that song where you referred to Jews and wealth? Some people got upset. How did you feel about that?
I felt it was really hypocritical. Only because, I mean, it's obvious the song is like, you want to be rich, do what people who got rich done. Of course, it's a general statement, right? It's obviously a general statement. Like the video attached to it was a general statement. And if you didn't have a problem with the general statement I made about Black people and people eating watermelon and things like that, if that was fine, and that line about wealth bothered you, then that's very hypocritical. And, you know, that's something within yourself. Because basically I was saying, you know, Michael Jordan, LeBron James is a great basketball player. He trains in the off season. You want to be great, train in the off season like him. That's basically the statement. You can't miss the context of the song. You have to be like 5 years old or something.
Some people think that the election of Donald Trump has revived the debate of race in America. Some people think that in fact, there's always been racism in America, it's that it hasn't changed, and that the debate isn't any different, just people are paying attention to it.
Yeah, there was a great Kanye West line in one of the songs. He said, racism's still alive, they just be concealing it. Take a step back. I think when Donald Sterling got kicked out of the NBA, I thought it was a misstep. Because when you kick someone out, well, of course he's done wrong, right? But you also send everyone else back in hiding. People talk like that. They talk like that. Deal with that. And I wouldn't just like leave him alone. I don't have that solution. There should have been some sort of penalties. He could have lost some draft picks, but getting rid of him just made everyone else go back into hiding. And then now we can't have the dialogue. The great thing about Donald Trump being president is now we're forced to have the dialogue. And now we're having the conversation on a large scale. He's like provided the platform for us to have the conversation.
And you think that's better? That we should be having a conversation?
Absolutely. That's why this is happening.
Do you think the debate over race in America is happening in a healthy way?
Well, an ideal way is to have a president that says, I'm open to the dialogue and fixing this. That's ideal, but it's still happening in a good way, because you can't have a solution until you start dealing with the problem. What you reveal, you heal. Right? If I have like a tumor and I ignore it, doesn't mean it goes away. I have to diagnose it first, no matter how it happens. If I get hit with a football and like, oh, I feel something there, and then I go to the doctor, it still happened. Right. You know what I'm saying? So however it happens, and we just get hit with a lot of football, to use an analogy that goes next to the NFL.
Yeah. If you were owner, you would sign Colin Kaepernick, right?
Yeah, I dedicated the story of OJ to him at Meadows concert.
Have you met him?
No, we just had dialogue over the phone. We supposed to get together.
Do you have any doubt that if this not had happened, he would be signed by a team?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think basketball is more politically active than football players?
Yeah.
And why? Why is that?
I think, first of all, it's smaller numbers. There's 12 people on the team. Football, you have 53 people. So it's harder to get 53 people thinking the same thing. It's easier to have a conversation to get 12 people on the same page, for one. Two, they have a great commissioner. He's really open and, supports them. And you feel that. You feel that, when you have someone behind you that really believe in what's right, it motivates you to do the right thing. I think those two factors show why they're much further along.
Yeah. Are there incidents even at this stage in your life? So you're famous, you're rich, you own stuff, where you run into racism that's evident to you, that's easy to recognize at this stage of your life?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But it mostly comes when you try to challenge the status quo. If I'm being quiet and entertaining, everyone's cool. Man, it's great. You don't feel racism. But when you try to challenge the club, like, oh no, we should have a seat to use the Solange album title. We should have a seat at this table. And then it gets into a space where, like, wait, you guys are mad at me about the same thing you guys are doing. It gets into a weird state.
Are you in meetings now in your business life where you're the only black man in the room?
Well, when I was doing the Nets, I was definitely the only black guy in the room.
And what was that like? Describe that.
It was it's strange, but at the same time, I think that in that room, my celebrity allowed me a voice that probably would have been awkward for someone in my position, being the only black person in the room, to break through.
This album sounds to me like a therapy session. It's in sense. Have you been in therapy?
Yeah.
First off, how does Jay-Z find a therapist? Not in the phone book, right?
No, dude, great friends of mine. Friends of mine who've been through a lot and, come out on the other side as like whole individuals.
What was that like being in therapy? What did you talk about that you had never acknowledged to yourself or talked about?
I grew so much from the experience. I think the most important thing I got is that everything is connected. Every emotion is connected and comes from somewhere. And just being aware of it. Being aware of it in everyday life puts you at such an advantage. You know, you realize that, you know, if someone's racist toward you, it's not even about you. It ain't about you. It's about their upbringing and what happened to them and how they led them to this point. You know, most bullies bully. It happened. Oh, you got bullied as kids, so you're trying to bully me. I understand. And once I understand that, instead of reacting to that with anger, I can provide a softer landing. And maybe, oh man, is you okay? I was just saying, there was a lot of fights in our neighborhood that started with, you looking at me? Are you looking at me? You looking at me? And then you realize, oh, you think I see you. You're in a space where you're hurting and you think I see you, so you don't want me to look at you. And you don't want me to see you in such a vulnerable, you don't want me to see your pain. You know, so you put on this shell of this tough person that's really willing to fight me and possibly kill me because I looked at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so knowing that and understanding that changes life completely.
Was that a moment that came from therapy?
Yeah, just realizing that, oh my goodness, these young men coming from these, they're just in pain. You got to survive. So you go into survival mode. When you go into survival mode, what happened? You shut down. You shut down all emotions.
Right.
So even with women, you got shut down emotionally, so you can't connect. And then now all things happen from there. Infidelity.
You can't connect because you can't connect because of the way you feel about yourself.
Yes. In my case, like it's deep.
Right. You've bared your soul so much, not only in this album, and I mean, you can sort of see the evolution of a person in your music. Part of me would think, oh my God, I gotta talk about my marriage, I gotta talk about my mother, I gotta talk about my other ancestors. Part of me would think that would make me nuts. Does it make you nuts, or do you feel like the heart of your art and storytelling is to tell the story of your life?
That's who I am. And I've done it from the beginning of my career. Two things, you know, one, no one knew the characters, so it wasn't as impactful, you know, and two, it wasn't coming from a place that was as evolved. And it's very difficult, you know, it's hard to hear songs back, it's hard to perform songs, but I feel it's the most important work that I've done, and I'm very proud of it, and the effect that it's having on people. And even like the studio sessions, you know, we were having 4-hour conversations after playing one song. I learned so much about people that was around me, just my friends. I learned things about them that I didn't know, that in 20-year relationship just from this one song. So I knew it would have that sort of impact beyond myself. My responsibility as an artist to go to these places.
Did your wife's own confessional album, which came out first, make it so that you had to be even extra confessional? I mean, in other words, it would have been hard after her album, which talked frankly about you guys to have an album to come out that would be about
frivolous anything. It actually started out, we were working on material together, and it became Lemonade. You know, she went off and did her thing, and it was like, it just felt like she should go first, and she should share her truths with the world. So it wasn't based on I have to say something because of this album. It wasn't even like that. It's just really honest.
Which you probably couldn't have gotten away with. Yeah, you do the album Life that talks about our pain. I'm gonna go do an album that talks about, you know, my love of art.
You never know. I think it turned out for the best. I think, but you just never know, because people like to be entertained. Again, back to our president. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think, man, after the composed manner at which Obama stood at that podium and dignity he brought to that place, that this couldn't exist, but it does.
Do you have any disappointments in Obama? There are people who say the expectations of him as the first black president were so great. He was supposed to get rid of racism and fix everything.
Yeah.
Is that unfair? Do you think, did
Yes,
he
very
live up to all of your expectations?
Yes, because all he can do is the best he can do. He's not a superhero. And it's unfair to place unfulfillable expectations on this man just because of his color. You're actually doing the opposite. It's like, what do you think is going to happen? He's there for 8 years, and he has to undo what 43 presidents have done in 8 years. It's not fair.
What do you think of the state of, I'm not going to say just black leadership period, on the things you care about in the country? Who do you look at and say, this man or woman speaks for the things that I care about?
It's going to be funny. I find it funny, but my leadership, I like Dave Chappelle's leadership.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going to vote for Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, because he tells it in humor so you can deal with it, but it's always a nice chunk of truth in it.
Is there a part of you, because you have a certain amount of money, that gets a little more conservative, or does having money not change your politics?
No, no, because I'm not. I believe in people. You know, I want what's best for people. I love people. You know, so I don't have that sort of thing like I want to vote Republican just to save more money. Right. That's not the end game. It's not about who got more money and who got more houses. Yes, you know, you've earned, buy what you want. Right. You know, but don't forget what's important. Without people, and being rich would be very boring. Right. No one to share with, no one to have. You know what I mean? Like, just be a rich person, one person on the planet. Just well, then what do you do?
When I heard this latest album, and then I thought about the earlier albums, one theme is sort of reaching the promised land. And you've acquired influence, not just money, but your life is good. And then when you listen to the newest album, you're thinking, he must have been in a lot of pain when life was good.
Absolutely. Is that true? Yeah, I did this to a song called Song Cry. And the idea of the hook, never seen it coming down my eyes, but I gotta make the song cry. It tells you right there what I was hiding. The strongest thing a man can do is cry. To expose your feelings, to be vulnerable in front of the world. That's real strength. You know, you feel like you gotta be this guarded person. That's not real. It's fake.
Does that mean you were unhappy during that period and didn't have a handle on it, or what?
Well, you can compartmentalize, right? So you can be inside your body and be happy, but at the core of it, something else is going on.
Right. As a, parent, I thought the most painful scene or line or whatever in the album was when you are talking about having almost lost your marriage, and you talk about what it would have been like to watch another man play football with your kid. I thought that is like, given that you have talked so much about your life and your music, are there things that you put a wall around? I'm not going to talk about that. You talk about the pain of growing up, where you grew up, how you grew up, your father leaving early, the pain of your marriage, being in therapy. Are there things you say, I'm not going there?
Yeah, and it mostly involves other people, because when other people are involved, you have to also, you may be ready to expose these things. And there's certain parts of, it's also other people's truth as well. A perfect example is my mom.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
And when I didn't have permission to do that song first. So just like we had a beautiful conversation.
When did you realize your mother was gay?
Really early on.
Like as a little kid?
Not. Let's say call it teenage years.
And so you realized it and talked to her about it? What was that?
We never spoke about it. It just exists. It was there. Everyone knew. But we never spoke about it until like recently. Now we start having these beautiful conversations and just really like getting to know each other. We were always good friends, but now we're like really great friends, And we were just talking as friends, and then she was sharing that she was in love. And I guess there's years of like feeling for her and feeling like she's free. She can be herself. She doesn't have to hide for her kids or be feeling she's embarrassing her kids. It was a much different time then. Don't just think about,
of course.
You know what I mean? She can just live her full life, her whole life, and be her.
Will this get harder over time? Like, you know, as a young man, your music was the way a lot of young rappers are. It's like, you know, the violent life. You know, if that's chapter 1 of the autobiography, chapter 2 of the autobiography, I'm oversimplifying this. It's like, now I'm really rich, I have a lot of stuff. Let me tell you how cool that is. And then chapter 3 of the autobiography is, oh my God, I'm like run myself into the ground. What's
chapter 3 is, oh my goodness, the most beautiful things are not these objects. The most beautiful things are inside. The most beautiful things are the friendships I have. I have really like golden friendships that, you know, most people don't have. You can have all the watches and paintings in the world. You don't have friends like I have. The friendships I've acquired and the compassion and the person I've become. Like that's what this chapter is. You know, and the conversation with my mom. Those are the real enriching experiences.
Will you have the same adventures in your life? Will you have the same stuff to write about? Maybe you don't know.
I think that rap in particular is a young man's sport, that I'll move out of that white hot space. But rap is about the gift of discovery. To be the cool person in school, you have to know the newest music, the newest dance move, have the newest clothing. So rap is based on that. What's new? What do you, I know you know Jay-Z is good, but do you know this song right here that only 4 people heard?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then they bring that person into the masses, the pop culture, and then you have a window before saying that you are the one is no longer cool. And then you have to move past that. And you have to find a way to exist. The white hot space is when it's fresh and new, and it's like, this is the hottest song ever.
Right.
I mean, I pushed the window like,
you
I stretched that. I stood in that window a really long time.
Are you still in there?
But still, no. I don't think people are looking to me as like the thing.
Is that hard to deal with, or do you feel like I'm okay with that because I've moved on?
No.
You don't want to?
Because at the end of the day, we're going to find out it's not about the white hot space, but it's about finding the truth. That white hot space, people think is the biggest thing, but it's really small. It's almost like a trend. Would you rather be a trend, or you rather be about the trend?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you rather be a trend, or you rather be forever. I'm the person that looked at the Mona Lisa and be like, man, that's going to be cool in a couple of 40 years. Right? I play forever. I play forever. And so my whole thing is to identify with the truth, not to be the youngest, hottest, new, trendy thing.
One of the things you rap about also is the pain you caused the people you sold drugs to. Have you ever had conversations with people like that you caused pain to as a young man and talk about it?
I haven't. No.
What would you say to that? Or is that impossible to do at this point?
Nothing's impossible, right? So no, I don't think it's impossible. I guess that conversation would definitely take ownership for my part in you know, the part I played in occupying that space. Because knowing what I know now, you know, you can't sacrifice others for your life. You know, there's a karmic debt that has to be paid. Had I had the level of consciousness then that I have now, things would have turned out differently. And just knowing that, I definitely want everyone to know that.
Do Black artists have a different obligation than white artists? Do you feel you have a different kind of obligation to the people who listen to you than if you were a white musician?
Yeah, because I have an obligation, going back to the story of OJ, is to further conversation of an entire race of people. Not me, all of us. But specifically me, since you're asking the question, is to open up dialogue. It's okay to think. It's okay to be smart. You know, there's a time where people was like, you talking white. It's like, what does that even mean? And I know words. Intelligence is not a tribute to color. And I'm sure you've heard it growing up many times. You're speaking white. Like, what?
Yeah.
Speaking like I know words. And it's okay. It's fine. You know, so I have an obligation to further the conversation, and always, you know, our stature in it's humbling at the same time. It's like, you know, it's what you've been charged with in life.
Right.
And I believe since the beginning of time, the poets have been charged with that. Like, it was the poets that's explaining the emotions and making these songs that people are like, oh, that's what I feel.
Are there Black artists, and I won't ask you to name them unless you want to, who you think don't live up to that obligation to start a conversation about race? Do you think there are people you wish did more?
And for one, OJ, right? We because that's the one that we can all identify. But yes, there are those who don't uphold their mantle, and we know how that story plays out.
Would you, if you could talk to O.J. Simpson, what would you say to him if you could talk to him?
I don't know. I would probably say, man, I'm sorry that so much happened to you, man. You know, people act out in this way based on their life experiences, and you know, I'm sure he's been through a lot of trauma in his life, and you know, I think that'll start the conversation. Like,
did you watch the documentary about him?
I watched everyone.
You did? Yeah, no, I did too.
Yeah, it's like 8 of them on at the same time.
You could read the story of OJ two ways. You could say somebody should remind OJ he was Black. I could read that as a negative message or a positive message. A positive message being you're Black and you should be more proud of it. The negative message is, who are you kidding? You can't escape this by joining a private country club and playing golf.
Right.
Which message feels the right?
They're both dual messages at the same time. It's like, be proud of who you are and realize that we're gonna get further together.
Right.
Don't check out. You can't just you know, turn your back on the place you come from. You come from a community. Your job is to uplift it now. Or we know how it turns out.
Right.
Once you stop being Tiger Woods and you going on.
What would you say to Tiger Woods? Do you know Tiger Woods?
No.
How would you classify Tiger Woods in that discussion?
Same sort of thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, when Tiger was afforded the privilege of, you know, he playing golf, you know, you were protected. The minute that you're not providing for the thing, it's like now your license is on TV and it's like you're Black.
So now I got to ask my one gossipy question. Talk about Kanye West and your relationship with him, which you allude to a little bit now. When was the last time you talked about him?
I hate Kanye the other day, just tell him, like, he's my brother. I love Kanye. I do. It's a complicated relationship with us.
Why is it complicated?
Yeah, because, you know, Kanye came into this business on my label. I've always been like his big brother. And we're both entertainers. It's always been like a little underlying competition there with your big brother there. And we both love and respect each other's art too. So it's like everyone wants to be the greatest in the world. You know what I'm saying? And then there's like a lot of other factors that play in it. We're gonna always be good. You know, even if we don't.
There's tension now, right? Is there tension still?
Yeah. But that happens. In a long relationship, you know, hopefully when we're 89, we look at this 6 months or whatever time and we laugh at that. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be complications in the relationship that we have to get through. And the only way to get through that is we sit down and have a dialogue and say, these are the things that I'm uncomfortable with. These are the things that are unacceptable to me. This is what I feel. I'm sure he feels that I've done things to him as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a perfect human being by no stretch, you know.
Is he as evolved as you? You sound like
he's highly evolved. You know, I think he started out in a more compassionate position than me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's had the level of, I had to survive by my instincts. I'm here because I grew up a different way. And I got out of that. My first album came out when I was 26, so I was already a different artist. You know, a lot of people, album come out, they're 17, 18, so their subject matter is that of a 17 or 18-year-old. Unless you're Nas and you're like well-read, and like I think his mom was a teacher, so I'm like, he was way more advanced with the album that he wrote. So I just grew up a different way. But he's a very compassionate person. And a lot of times he get in trouble trying to help others, you know. So I can identify with it. It's just that there's certain things that happen that it's not really acceptable to me. And we just need to speak about it. And it's just like, however the relationship evolves, but there's genuine love there.
I'm trying to picture the scene when you and your wife both talk about making these very confessional, open albums. Was it difficult to say, I'm going to talk about the problems in our marriage. I'm going to talk about how we almost lost things. And for her to say, I'm going to talk about my pain and anger at you. What were those conversations like?
Again, it didn't happen in that way. It happened, we were using our art almost like a therapy session. And we started making music together. And then the music she was making at that time was further along. So her album came out as opposed to the joint album that we were working on. We still have a lot of that music. And this is what it became. There was never a point where it was like, I'm making this album. I was there. Right. I was right there the entire time.
And what was her reaction to your work, and what was your reaction to hers? It must have caused,
I think it was
both for each of you.
Of course. And both very, very uncomfortable, but sitting in that, the best place in the hurricane was like in the middle of it. Yeah. We were sitting in the eye of the hurricane. Maybe not use hurricane because so many people are being affected right now, but the best place is right in the middle of the pain. Right. And that's where we were sitting, and it was uncomfortable. And it's a lot of conversations, and really proud of the music she made, and she was really proud of the art I released. And, at the end of the day, we really have healthy respect for one another's craft. I think she's amazing. Most people walk away and like divorce rate is like 50% or something because most people can't see themselves. The hardest thing is seeing pain on someone's face that you caused and then have to deal with yourself. Yeah. So most people don't want to do that. Yeah. You don't want to look inside yourself, and so you walk away.